Alright, welcome back. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the blockchain. I'm sure you may have heard the term blockchain and you might have dismissed it as a technical term, right? But I believe blockchain is a far-reaching technology that will transform the financial services as well as many other businesses and industries. Now, before I talk about the blockchain, let me address this question first because that I'm sure many folks have talked about it, and then at least, this is what it was going in my mind when I didn't know anything about the cryptocurrencies and the blockchain and the Bitcoin and all that. That both Bitcoin and blockchain are same or somewhat interdependent or something like that. I didn't have the proper clarity when I didn't know anything about this subject. Now, so I'm sure you're wondering what's the difference between the Bitcoin and the blockchain. Now, blockchain is the technology behind Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin cannot exist without the blockchain. It's almost like, you use Google email, right? Google Gmail. So Google Gmail cannot exist without the internet. Now, in this example, Google Gmail is like the Bitcoin and internet is like the blockchain. So in the simpler terms, blockchains are secured databases by design. This whole concept was introduced in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto, and then it was implemented for the first time in 2009 as part of the digital Bitcoin currency, where blockchain was serving as the public ledger system for all Bitcoin transactions, right? So again, let me simplify again. A blockchain is a distributed database, which means that the storage devices for the database are not connected to one common processor or one massive computer, but it's connected to distributed computers which are all across the world, all around the world. So it maintains a growing list of ordered records which are called blocks. Each block has a timestamp and a link to a previous block. It uses a system which is known as cryptography. Now, cryptography ensures that users can only edit those parts of the blockchain which they own, and they can edit only with the help of a private key or a bunch of private keys, whatever the scenario is, which are required to write the file. This system ensures that everyone's copy of the distributed blockchain is kept in sync. So the entire database is updated in seconds throughout the world. Everybody does have the same database all across the world. So everything is in sync. Now, the security is built into a blockchain system through this distributed time stamping server and peer-to-peer network, the technology which they have. Now, as a result of this database is managed autonomously in a decentralized way. This makes the blockchain excellent for recording events like, hey, medical records you want to maintain, or identity management you want to do, or a variety of transactions in any field, any sector, doesn't matter what you're talking about. It's a database. So a blockchain allows anyone to send value, like in this case digital value, or a file, or could be anything, anywhere in the world where the blockchain file can be accessed. But you must have a private cryptographically created key to access that block which you own. If you don't have that private key, you cannot. Nobody across the internet can access that block other than only the person who has the key. So by giving a private key which you own to somebody else, you effectively transferring the value of whatever is stored in that blockchain. So to use the Bitcoin example, keys are used to access addresses which contains units of currency like how many Bitcoins, how many Ethereum you own, and basically so that have the financial value. Now this fills the role of recording the transfer when you move from one person to one computer to another computer. So it's recording that transfer, which is traditionally done by banks as of now, right? It also fills a second role, which is establishing the trust and identity, because no one can edit a blockchain without having that private key. So if a hacker does manage to edit anything and those edits are not verified by those keys, those changes, those edits are rejected immediately. That's why this is one of the safest system. This means that the major function carried out by banks, and they do like they verify the identities when you open the bank account or do any kind of transaction. They prevent the fraud by doing all of this, and they record those legitimate transactions, right? All of those functions can be now carried out by a blockchain more quickly and accurately. So blockchain technology offers immense potential of eliminating this middleman, so-called middleman, for all of these transactions, which is the bank in this case. And it does this by filling three important roles: recording the transaction, establishing identity, and establishing contracts, which are done by financial services sector on a day-to-day basis. So this has, imagine this has huge implication now. The financial services market, or for that matter any other market where you can use some of this technology, you may see some transformational services, or the businesses might be coming out of nowhere and making things easier for our life on a day-to-day basis. I believe the blockchain will revolutionize many sectors in the coming months and years. This is the reason why so many companies, including banks, just so you know, almost 95% banks are doing this, are investing big money in this technology. I think that's enough for this video, and thanks for watching.